Well, Danielle joins us now from the Skywatch Weather Center. We got a sneak peek ahead to our weather. Is there snow coming tonight?
Yeah, we should get some snow. Now, we're going to be on the edge of this system, so we're not going to see as much as they're seeing to the south of us. But we should see about 5 centimeters in the city, but most of that will be while we're sleeping. Another key thing to note is that tomorrow will be much colder than today. So if you thought today was cold, well, brace yourself. -7 is the temperature right now at the airport, with the wind chill feels closer to -11. Your 24-hour forecast is brought to you by 5th Avenue Volkswagen, where you can win your ride. See dealer for details or visit 5thavvw.com. And the best it gets really tomorrow is -11 with a wind chill of -19. And at times it will feel well into the -20s because the winds will pick up. Now, when we're talking snowfall, it should start around 7 o'clock tonight in the city and then last through the overnight hours and likely impact the morning commute. Again, it shouldn't be as heavy here, but 5 centimeters could certainly slow things down a little bit. Tara?
Danielle back in again. I'm not loving this whole, it's going to feel like -20 tomorrow.
I know. We really have to be ready for that because it's always a shock to the system.
That's parka weather.
Right. But then by February, we're so used to it.
Yeah,
we just gotta get used to this. And we're getting used to the snow, right? I guess, somewhat, because there's a little more on the way. Here you go. We don't have the snow yet, but we do have some fog that has moved in, reducing visibility a little bit at this point. And wind chill is certainly a factor. It feels more like -10 in the city right now. And in Claresholm, -13 with the wind chill in Pincher Creek and -17 in Medicine Hat. So certainly some wind chill, but yes, as we just talked about, wind chills in the -20s at times tomorrow because the winds will be gustier and the temperatures will be even colder. We're not going to get above -11, just the base temperature in the city. All right, this system, as we talked about yesterday, predominantly impacting the far south, and that's been the story, but as you can see, is starting to slowly track up to the north. So it should be in Calgary around 7 p.m. Some models showing not arriving until 10 p.m. This won't be a huge snow event for Calgary. Certainly it's a big snow event for the far south, which is why there are snowfall warnings in place there. I'll give you an idea of timeline here. And by about 7, that's when we get into our chance in the city of getting the snowfall. And then this is mainly an overnight thing for Calgary. And then by the time we get into 8:30 in the morning, it should start to taper off and move on out, but it will still be impacting the south, especially that southeast corner throughout the day tomorrow. And then it's out of the way. Now, when we look at snowfall totals and what we can expect, again, this is why we're looking at heavier amounts expected for the far south. So 20 centimeters certainly likely in Pincher Creek, 15 to 20 in Lethbridge, and then about 20 in Milk River. But as we track up Highway 2, Calgary looking at 2 to 5 centimeters with this one. And again, most of that falling overnight and early tomorrow morning. So what that does mean is it may impact your morning commute if there's still some snow falling out there for tomorrow, reducing visibility, slick road conditions certainly possible, and they're already a little slick in some spots anyway. All right, and that's why we have the snowfall warning in place in the bold yellow here. Environment and Climate Change Canada has changed the way they issue their warnings. So right now, snowfall warning is in yellow, Pincher Creek, Lethbridge down to Milk River, and in this outlined area here, basically east of QE2 and Highway 2, dense fog, and that's why there's a fog advisory in place. All communities will see some fog. Visibility is reduced. So in Pincher Creek, for example, it's down below 2 kilometers and around 2 kilometers for Lethbridge, and we'll keep reducing in Calgary as well as we go and as the snow starts to fall as well. All right, looking at that longer range forecast, -10, -11 as our high for tomorrow, and at times with the gusty conditions, it will feel more like -20, even -21. Flurries tapering off in the late morning hours, mainly cloudy for the afternoon. -8 by Saturday. We won't get above freezing until Monday of next week.
Welcome back. Okay, here's the good news. It doesn't last forever.
Right.
This cold snap.
Nothing lasts forever.
No.
Yeah, we'll be above freezing by next week. We can make it to next week.
Anyone can do that. A couple of days.
And this is festive. I mean, go to the indoor Christmas markets and stuff like that and enjoy the snow and the cold to get you into the spirit. -7 is that current temperature. That's just the base temperature. It feels into the -teens at times with the wind. -2 was today's high. Normal is 0. All right, tomorrow even colder. -10 is the best we'll get, if that. And with the wind chill, because we're looking at winds gusting 20 to 40 kilometers per hour, at times it will feel well into the -20s. Now, the snow should taper off in the morning hours, mainly cloudy in the afternoon. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle.